No, no, no. Okay, so when we have the opposite attack castle, look at this. Here it's a one such a game. It was a Pirk, and he played the c6 with idea b5, h3, knight f3, and white play bishop d3. Look at this. And this is one of the best center, I will say. This is a when you have the two pawns and the bishops and the knight b5. This is a one of the best. And now he played queen d2. And white is ready to go left and right. Depends on what black will do. Black play bishop b7, and now white just play the castle, and he finished the development. And his king is very well protected. So his king is very well protected. And black still is not make a castle. And white played in the center. And that's typical. Look at this. Such a position. It's very, very typical. You first developed, white very fast developed, and white played very good. Why I like this game? Because white simply play, look at this, two moves with the pawns, not so many moves with the pawn, just to connect the center. And then he play with every move. Okay, this is a one to secure the knight. Look at this. Every move is with the piece, and he play once. One move with the queen and castle. And black play a6. Black waste lots of time. And now white, what's happened with the knight? Black take the pawn. Is white overlook the pawn, or it's something else behind this idea? Well, Isha, what do you think? Yeah, he take the knight, yes. And now, mhm, yeah, bishop. Okay, he played bishop f4. He attacked the queen very well. Your rook e1 idea is also good. Actually, he said rook e1 is even better. This even better. You was right. Bravo. He attacked the queen, and then he played rook e1. Look at this. He looking for the king, and now black decided to go to the opposite castle. But look at that. Now we have the opposite castle. Our king is here, and his king is here. And that means the strategy is to attack with all possibilities to the opponent king. But of course, you cannot attack just like that. Here it's always good first to centralize, to play, to develop all your forces. Look at this. Now the rook is in the game, all rooks. And now start to play. Bishop e3, queen is exposed, and white go to attack the queen. So, what do you think in general? What will be the white plan here? What he should do? Aha, maybe here. Okay, makes sense. Yes, this is not bad move, queen a5. But mhm. b3. Bravo, bravo, Ash. Yes, b3. Actually, that's happened. And he played b3 with idea c4. To destroy it, he liked to open the king, the road to the king. Bishop g7, c4. Attack him. Okay, he not, because if pawn capture, yes, and now the b line is open. Yes. Yeah, he played queen h5, yes. Knight g3, he go back a little bit, and now the queen is misplaced, and now it's a time to attack the queen, the king. Look at this. He takes. And of course, he don't like to take with a c pawn to open the king. He play with the pawn. But then happened the bad move, the bad decision for the black. Why just sacrifice the bishop? Look at this. What do you think? Why he played this bold move? Look. Well, black must take. But this is a. What do you think? What is the right idea? Why he give up the bishop? The whole bishop he give for what? Bravo, queen a5, and you like to rook c1 and queen a7 mate. Bravo, Ishi. Yeah, let's say rook c8, check, and queen b5, and he's in a bad position. Okay, it was a 95. So after bishop takes, he played 95. Yes, then he played queen c2. Well, he cannot take anymore. Take. And now he tried to exchange, but of course white said no. And after rook b5, now the white has the pawn up and also the better position. And do you see what is the difference between white and the black king? White king is super safety, and black king is in the open position and under open attack. And this a4. King d7, and now he just played bishop c4 and white win. But the main idea is here. Look at this. Here it's the main idea. How white prepare, this is your move, b3, and he prepared the c4 to open the line. And now he opened the line, but also he sacrificed the bishop. That's the key element. Look at this. He sacrificed the bishop because if he take the bishop, then it's a queen a5 and it's a check, and he's just lost. Okay, let's see another game with the same motive. He played bishop here. Again, the guys played h3, bishop h5. And here this is a one not so correct opening from black side. Black developed, and white played just the d5. And here he said, when we control the center, it's always possible to push one of the central pawns. Like here, that's true. Take. And here he decided to take. and take a tempo. Queen 92, it's a tempo. 95, it's a tempo. Bishop e7. But look at this position. What do you suggest now? How you will play with white? F4, okay. Low. Yes. Okay. And now, okay, he's short side and me see. And so what is, okay, we go to long, he go to the short. And what can be now our strategy with white? What should we do now? What do you think? You like to push on the G, you like to attack on the king side, isn't it? This is attacking. Yeah. Okay, let's see how to do it. He played f4 and g4, of course. And now the knights have the problem with the pawns because the pawns just coming. Look at this. They coming and attack the knights. Look at this. Actually, they take the tempo. It's every move, it's a tempo. But okay, we must be careful. Now the f5 is not so good. Do you see why the f5 is mistake? Just 1 second. Yes. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay. f5. Bishop g5 is the problem. Yeah, bishop g5 is the problem. Yeah, so he played on the queen f2. He must be careful when to before to push. So he played queen f2 and h4. And of course, look at this. Also, it's very important when you're attacking, Isha, when you attack, you must develop all your forces. Like here, you can play h5, but it's very good to first develop everything. You know, let's say here you can play h5, but then somehow and sometimes the attack can go on. Look at this, and there is not visible what is the next. So look at this. Develop your pieces. Put the bishop out. That's very good move. Put the bishop out and even take. And but why take is good here? He said this is a very good move. Because when he takes, I can play h5. I can play h5. And after the rook f8. Okay, now he threat. What is the threat of rook f8 here? What do you think? What he want? Bishop capture g5, yes. And Then he played queen h2. Look at this. He attacking, protecting the pawn and attacking. He blocking rook f5. But now take, and look at this. Now there is no, there is not so great to give a check because he just escaped, and there is nothing. We can always give this check. But here he play one nice move. He play bishop to d2. Do you understand why the bishop to d2 is good move here? Exactly. Rook e1 and to attack him. And actually, look at this. The king escaped, but he said, no, king. Queen e2. And queen e2 is a super good move because now queen e6 is an idea. And after knight d8, he just attacked you. Look at this. And white faster in attack. But how? Okay, let's see how this finished. White played rook h8. And after queen d7, now white now missed the best move here. Let's say he can go with the knight e4 to protect and then to catch the rook, and the game will be over. But he played knight to d1, queen g4. Okay, but he attacked him anyway. They repeat, and now knight e4. Of course, no repetition. And the king, do you see how the black king is permanently weak? And now white opened the king one more time, and he said this is a blunder because he overlooked that he can take. You know what he overlooked here? He pushed the pawn, and he think the black cannot take with the rook, but actually he can take with the rook because there is no knight f5 because bishop g5 check. So that's he overlooking the Zeitung probably. So he played king b1 now. And now he takes. But look at this. Now it's a typical situation when the king, there is no pawns around the king. And no pawns around the king. And rook e7. Doom. Do you understand this move? Element defending, yes. Take, and white is winning. And white now is piece up, and he just winning. And it was over. But look at this. What was the let's say in this game, why white has the winning attack? How he reached this? Look at this. First, white controlled the center better. He has the center, and they cast on the different way. So the next stage of the play was attack with the pawns. And look at this, how the knights are very bad in front of the pawns. Because whenever the pawn comes, he removes the knights. And we call this is a tempo, they are very fast. And our plan, as I said, whenever we go from the opposite castle, we go to attack them on the side. G4, and we go G5, Queen F2, H4. And look at this. Also, Isha, don't forget to develop all your forces. Look at this. When you attack, develop all your forces. Everybody must go to party. This is one of the golden rule of attacker. Developed all your. By the way, I will give you one book for attack of the best attacker in the history of the chess. It's a Tal, Michael Tal. Do you know him? Did you hear for him? Yes. And this is the magic tactics of Mikhail Tal. Can you download it from here? This is a magic tactics of Mikhail Tal. And one of his rules is, look at this on the page here. Look at this. This is a golden rule of attack from Mikhail Tal. Can you read for yourself? Golden rule of attack. I sent to you this book in the chat. Can you download it, please? Here, this is one great book about the attack. Really great one from Mikhail Tal. And here it's many examples. Maybe it's a little bit advanced, but you can read it. It's very, 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 very fun. But okay, let's go back to our business. Okay, and let's see this one. Also, here, he played the Scandinavian. And Black was in the big trouble after the opening. Because, look at this, White just castle. And now it's a, look at this. This is again the plan. White go with the pawns and Black goes. But White is simply better developed. And White has the bishops. He's better developed. And his pawns are already on c5. Look at this. White advance his pawns. Black even don't start to push. So of course the White is better here. No worries, Isha. No worries. They just speak with your family what you need. They need. No worries. Do you have a family? Oh, bravo. How old are they? Uh-huh. Oh, great. Great, boss. You have great family. Bravo, Isha. Why you do not tell me? Yes. Bravo, bravo. That's great. That's great. Okay, if you need, just tell them something. Yes. Okay. Bishop c4. And then look at this. How to attack this? He played c6. Do you understand why the c6? Yes, he liked to open the other queen side. Yes. And when he attack him, look at this. d5. And look at this. What is the d5? Look at that. The bishop and the queen open the diagonal, and now it's a really, really problem for him. He played b6, and then it's a knight c3. Knight c3, looking. Because there is not so many sense. What do you think? What's happened after queen a6? Mm-hmm. Queen c8, yes. He can defend. So he played first knight c3, g3, and king h1. Just look at this. Not king g2. Not king g2 because he can check. No, king h1. And when he attack, only now king here. And now it's a, he played here, and now it's a one amazing attack. Look at this. Because, look at this. If he play knight e5, the problem is that he will play then probably a5. That's the trick. So, here, white, look at this. White attack with all his pieces, and this pawn is a super attacker. So, here, there is a one good move. Yes, bravo, bravo, bishop sec, yes, bishop sec. And what is the idea? If he take with the pawn, then knight b5, then knight b5, yes. And if he take with the c pawn, pawn check, exactly, pawn check, and queen capture, and it's actually, this is a mate. Look at this, it's a disaster. This is a beautiful, isn't it? Do you see the potential energy of the pieces, how he has the bishop, the queen, the knight, and everything? So he can just check, and it's amazing, I will say, sacrifice, because after pawn takes knight b5, and it's actually it's all. Well, he give a check. He takes, but takes. Okay, still it's not over. Still it's not over. What do you suggest now for white? Let's say here. Queen check first, yes, and then rook a c1. Yes, rook a c1. Yes, and now he he resigned because his position is better. Can you tell me here, let's say, do you see maybe how to checkmate him here very fast? It's a very fast combination for checkmate. Bravo, bishop e6 check, yes, and then he take, rook take. And it's a mate. Bravo, bravo, bravo. You are good. Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay, and now we will check when the attacking the castle king. Okay, and this is attacking the castle king. Let's see, one Sicilian. And you know this absolutely is not good. It's a trick, since he cannot take. And still he cannot take. And now he play bishop f1. Okay, and d4. That's the white idea, that he create a strong center. And played the bishop to d3. And now white played e5. And he said, look at this, he said, this is not so good. It is better to develop our piece and then push the pawns. So he suggests first develop the knight and then secure, let's say, and then look at this, to play knight g3, queen e3, develop the pieces and only then push. He was critical about his play that e5 is too early because the pieces are not developed. That's correct. Take. But now he said, look at this, and I like also to teach you the e5 pawn is a super strong, because always super strong attacker, because he removed the knight, and then he allowed the white queen to come on the h5 and g4. So this is a great attacker, pawn on the e5. Look at this. Here in this position, we see the great attacker is the pawn on the e5, white attacking, and now it's a dark square Savik, developing, and developing. And look at this, how white now, he somehow developed all his pieces. Okay, black attacked the main attacker, but it's protected. Knight is attacking, but protect. Okay, c4, b4, take, and b4, attack. Take, rook takes, and now he go back with the knight. And here we will see how he, look at this, attacking now on the. So what do you think? How you will go here for attack for white? What is the white attacking possibilities? And give me just 1 second, please. Can you look a little bit? One second, please. Just 1 second, please. I have one small issue. I will come to you very fast. Okay. 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 So queen c7, and what do you suggest here for attack, Isha? Knight e4. That's great. Yes, that's great. Centralizing the knight. And after knight f8, look at this now. The another unit come to the attack. h4. Not only to give the escape for the king, but also attacking to soft the king's side here. a5. And now he like to exchange. And never mind for this. It's a check. And here he suggests that he has one beautiful mate. Look at this. Do you see what is the idea of mate? Let's say if he takes. Do you see the mate here? And mate. Yeah, he said that he can play better, but okay, he mistake also in the Zeitung. But rook f4. And he said when we attack the opponent, it's better not to exchange pieces. Of course, we will not exchange the pieces when we are attacking. And now knight g4. And now again, bishop f6 check and knight g4 mate. So check. And now he take the rook and he won by material. He in attack. Black maybe defense, but he lost lots of material, and it's he's just lost his. It's it's a very bad, yes. 26, and it was very, very bad. Well, we see how he attacked. Look at this. But what we see here in this game of attack, this is a one very good, let's say, this is a good setup. Look at this for attack. You have the pawns, but before the e5, we must develop our pieces. So we learned that we must develop our pieces. Let's say here, and knight f1, and now let's say if we play, I don't know, rook d8, we should developed all the pieces. Let's say something like this, and only then. Okay. And now go for e5 attack. So here, look at this. After knight c6, e5 is super strong attack to take and take. Knight go back. And now we learned also that the e5 pawn is a super strong attacker. Look at this. We played weakening his king side, and then go to develop everything. But e5 is our, do you see, the rest of the game, this pawn was on the e5, and this was our main attacking unit. This is like a pilot when we play all around him. Here it's maybe some mistakes, but the pawn is on e5 all the time. Pawn is on e5. Pawn is here, look at this. He played and played and played, look at this. But pawn is here. Till end of the game, pawn was there on the e5. So this is a main attacking unit. Okay. Isha, do you understand this? Okay. Yeah, so this is a main. Let's say check. And okay, now he takes, but because he played h5, but what he can do, he's completely lost. He can do not so much. Okay, can we do one more game? Let's see this one. It was one of the bishop b3. One second. One sec. Okay. And then after bishop b3, let's see. a5, a4. And so look at this. He castle. And now he played a d6, which is, by the way, the main move. On h4 is the main move. d6, and now we play f3. Knight b4, queen d2. And we like, again, to attack him. d5, e5. And, of course, takes. And let's say here. Okay. Is your daughter? Huh? Yeah, she liked to go to sleep. Yes, I know, I understand. And you play queen e2, rook c8, c3, c4, and bishop f2. e5. Knight b5. Take. So b6. And so what is the problem here? He go on the d line and play. He pinned him, and it's a very annoying pin. Look at it. The knight has not so. Knight is in a problem. He can play knight f5, but white has the line, and this is a big strategic element. And actually, white has one Very good move here. Can you find this move? Rook d7. Bravo. Yes, yes. Yeah, rook d7 to attack on the both sides. And on bishop f8. Now he just take with a check. King h8. And never mind now. Take, take. And actually he's resigned because after rook take, he can just take, and it's a 2 pawns down, and it's a mate. So and this is a how we can play in attack, let's say, with the on the both sides when the kings are in the center and the center is open. Look at this. Here the center is open, and who has better, he's better. So the bishop b3, let's say, and castle, queen e2, and now he can play c3, and actually he's better because the knight also have the, and now the two bishops are great. Two bishops are great. And here white take the line. I will tell you, Isha, that the line is the one of the main strategic elements. So usually who has the open file, open line control, like here. This is a very, very important strategic element. Look at this. White has the open line, and then he's winning with the rook to d7. Line is a super important strategic element. Okay, Isha, I will send to you all of this. Look at this. This is a list of attacking games. It's a 25, 30 games of attack. And also I send you the book of Mikhail Tal. And you can read it, but I suggest you to go through these games also. But also the Mikhail Tal is very good. So that's, I don't like to tell you that you do the chess 100 hours per week, but you have the lots of materials for your self-study also about the attack. But in general, in attack, there is some golden rules. Is you must develop all your forces. When you go to attack, develop all your forces. Everybody must go to party, everybody. And also then second, the pawn on the e5 is the main attacker unit. When you put the pawn on the e5, this is a main attacker. And if you go with the kings on the different sides, on the different cast, on different side, then go with all your effort on this king on the other side. Is it understandable what we do today? No, freely ask me. Come on, you are very, very, you are very kind. Come on, ask me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but sometimes, yes, he will the center. Always the center is the first sign that you will have the attack. First the center, and then go for attack. Okay, and may I ask you for the next lesson, the same day, same time? Is it okay for you? Not too late. Not too late. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And this Saturday, the chess sparring will be a little bit earlier. Will be at 5 p.m. your time. I will send a mail, but it will be at 5 p.m. Yes. No, not at 7, but at 5. Yes, your time. Last time was at 7. Yes. Now will be. I must go something. Okay, at 5. You are welcome. Just coming. Okay. See you. Bye. Bye, Isha. Bye bye.